Coin. Just give me that one. Remote stand. Yes, Vaishnavi, you can start.
Yes, Mataji. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaya Kadamahyam Dadanti Swapadantikam Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare,
Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes. Vaishnavi, you can continue sharing the screen.
Yes, Mataji. Is it visible?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is visible now.
Okay. Till now, no one has joined, Mataji.
Yeah, they will join. You can continue meanwhile.
Okay. Like, is it visible? Like, should I increase the font or something?
So, yeah, it is okay now.
Okay.
Yes, Vaishnavi, you can leave now.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Chapter 9. Vaikuntha Janmito Vara Madhupuri Tatrapi Rasotsava Dvinda Ranya Mudarapa Ni Rama Na Tatrapi Govardhana Radha Mihapi Gokulapatehe Premamritaplavana Kriya Dasya Virajato Giritate Seva Viveki Nakaha. Translation. The holy place known as Mathura is spiritually superior to Vaikuntha, the transcendental world, because the Lord appeared there. Superior to Mathurapuri is the transcendental forest of Vrindavan because of Krishna's Rasalila pastime. And superior to the forest of Vrindavan is Govardhan Hill, for it was raised by the divine hand of Sri Krishna and was the site of his various loving pastimes. And above all, the super excellent Sri Radha Kunda stands supreme, for it is overflowed with the ambrosial nectarian prema of the Lord of Gokula, Sri Krishna. Where then is that intelligent person who is unwilling to serve this divine Radha Kunda, which is situated at the foot of Govardhan Hill? Purport. The spiritual world is three-fourths of the total creation of Supreme Personality of Godhead, and it is the most exalted region. The spiritual world is naturally superior to the material world. However, Mathura and the adjoining areas, although appearing in the material world, are considered superior to the spiritual world because the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself appeared at Mathura. The interior forests of Vrindavan are considered superior to Mathura because of the presence of the 12 forests, Dwadasha Varna, such as Talavan, Madhuvan, and Bahulavan, which are famous for the various pastimes of the Lord. Thus, the interior Vrindavan forest is considered superior to Mathura, but superior to these forests is the divine Govardhan Hill because Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill like an umbrella, raising it with his lotus like beautiful hands to protect his associates, the denizens of Raja, from the torrential rains sent by angry Indra, the king of demigods. It is also at Govardhana Hill that Krishna tends the cows with his cowherd friends, and there also he had his rendezvous with his beloved, with his most beloved Sri Radha, and engaged in loving pastimes with her. Radhakund at the foot of Govardhan is superior to all because it is there that love of Krishna overflows. Advanced devotees prefer to reside at Radhakund because this place is the site of many memories of the eternal loving affair between Krishna and Radharani, Rati Vilasa. In, in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, it
You
is
can
stated.
explain, yeah, you can explain the translation in first paragraph.
Okay, Mataji. So, Mataji, in this translation, there are various places explained which are more superior to Vaikuntha or the spiritual sky, which are Mathura, then Vrindavan, then Govardhana Hill, and the Radhakund. And the super excellent above all these is the Radhakund because it has the supreme overflowed ambrosial nectar, real prema of the Lord of Gokula, Sri Krishna. And it is said that any intelligent people, any intelligent person would never feel that it's not divine. And it is situated near the foot of Govardhana Hill. In the first paragraph of the purport, it is said that spiritual world is three-fourths of the total creation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is most exalted region. Though Mathura and the adjoining places are present in the material world, but still superior to the spiritual world because uh, Lord Himself came as an avatar of Krishna to these places. Mathura is superior because Lord was born there, but Vrindavan is more superior to Mathura because of the presence of 12 vanas, which are Dwadash vanas like Talvan, Madhuvan, and Bahulavan, which are famous for the pastimes of the Lord. And then comes the divine Govardhana Hill, which is more superior to Vrindavan because it was lifted by Lord Himself by His lotus-like beautiful hands to protect the associates and denizens of Raja from the heavy rains sent by Lord Indra. But the most superior one is Radha Kund because Sri Krishna and Sri Radha used to meet there, and this is the uh, this is superior because love for Krishna is overflowed here, and advanced devotees always prefer to reside near Radha Kund because it's the site of many memories of the eternal loving affair between Radha, Radharani and Sri Krishna. Should I continue?
Yeah, I think Aman has joined. Aman, please continue. Next paragraph.
In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is stated that when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first visited the area of Rajabhumi, he could not find at first the location of Radhakunda. This means that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was actually searching for the exact location of Radhakunda. Finally, he could find the holy spot, and there was a small pond there. He took his bath in the small pond and told his devotees that the actual Radhakunda was situated there. Later, the pond was excavated by Lord Chaitanya's devotees, headed first by the six Goswamis, such as Rupa and Raghu. Raghunatha Dasa. Presently, there is a large lake known as Radhakunda there. Srila Rupa Goswami has given much stress to Radhakunda because of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's desire to find it, who then would give up Radhakunda and try to reside elsewhere. No person
You're not audible, Aman. Vaishnavi,
Yes,
is he,
Mataji.
is he audible? No, na?
No, Mataji, he is not audible.
Okay, okay.
Just a minute, I'll continue.
Yeah, otherwise
Uh,
Rachita has joined. No, Rachita, we can ask
yeah,
Rachita.
yeah, she can continue. Yeah.
Yeah, Rachita, you can continue. Hare Krishna, Rachita. Okay, you continue, Vaishnavi.
Yes, Mataji. From where should I continue?
You start from the beginning, actually.
Okay.
Later, the pond was excavated by the Lord
Later, the
Chaitanya's
pond
devotee.
was excavated by Lord Chaitanya's devotee, headed first by the six Goswamis, such as Rupa and Raghunatha Dasa. Presently, there is a large lake known as Radha Kund there. Srila Rupa Goswami has given much stress to Radha Kund because of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's desire to find it, who then would give up Radha Kund and try to reside elsewhere. No person with transcendental intelligence would do so. The importance of Radha Kund, however, cannot be realized by other Vaishnava sampradayas, nor can person uninterested in devotional service of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understand the spiritual importance and divine nature of Radha Kund. Thus, Radha Kund is mainly worshipped by the Gaudiya Vaishnava, the followers of Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, please explain this.
Okay. So here it is said when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first visited the Vrajabhumi, he started to locate the Radha Kunda and later he found a holy spot where his devotees, with the six uh, Goswamis as their leaders, such as Rupa Goswami and Raghunatha Dasa, um, excavated excavated the large lake and named it Radhakunda. And Srila Rupa Goswami has given more stress on Radhakunda because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu desired to find it, and no spiritually transcendentally intelligent person would reside elsewhere except the Radhakunda. And only in Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya it is said that Radhakunda is the most devotional place because they are the followers of Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Can you move to the next verse?
Yes, Mataji. Can you tell me one thing, Mataji? Did we had the class on 9th
9th,
April?
9th April is what?
1 minute.
Yes, 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 I think.
Because I don't remember
No,
who
no,
all
no,
came.
no. No, 8th and 9th April, I didn't take any class because I was on, what do you say?
Actually, Mataji, it was 3, right? 1 minute. The first week of April, second date was Saturday, and third date was Sunday.
Yeah, I think,
I have
see,
I
no, no,
have the attendance of 2nd April.
no. 7th was my journey to Mangalore. That week I didn't take any class.
Okay.
8th and
So
9th I didn't take.
9th and 10th, Mataji.
I didn't take.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji, your background is very beautiful.
Thank you. I'm handicapped today. I don't have laptop. So
Just a
have
minute,
just
Mataji,
logged.
I think.
Yeah, I have logged into my mobile.
But your background picture is very beautiful.
Thank you. It is our Radha Govind temple, Mangalore.
Yes, Mata, I received today's parcel. I also got a Radha Govinda photo today.
Yes, yes, very nice. Why are the participants not coming, ma'am? We have to make a phone call and find out.
Yes, Mataji, I'll do.
Yeah,
Just a
I think,
minute. I don't know why it is not starting.
oh,
Just a minute.
you can take help of Harshali also. She's good at it, counseling the people who are not attending us. I came to know. You can take
Okay,
care of her.
Mataji. Can you just tell me, Mataji, how many people there are in the level 3
You,
class which are actually
you know,
attending?
no? No? You are there in all the three groups.
Yes, Mataji, but only from the first group they are joining, right? Like
Yes.
Racheta Mataji is from the first group. I guess Basanti Mataji is from the second group. I have to see that.
At least our Ekadashi recitation people are also not coming. You have to find out.
Yes, Mataji.
Deepak is not coming. What happened to Deepak? He was a regular student, no?
Two Ekadashis I called him. Then he
Mhm.
is like always saying that I am not able to join. I am not able to join. That's why I didn't ask him this time.
You send me his number to me.
Yes, Mataji, I'll send.
Yeah.
Racheta Mataji, can you continue reading?
Sure, no problem. Mataji, may I start reading?
Yes.
Okay. कर्मिभ्यः परितो हरिः प्रियतया व्यक्तिं ययुः ज्ञानी तेभ्यो ज्ञानविमुक्ता भक्ति परमा प्रेमैका निष्ठा तथा ते तेभ्यः पशुपाला पङ्कजदृश तभ्यो अपि सा राधिका पृष्ठा तद्वद् इयं तदीय सरसि तं नरे न श्रये कृति. Mataji, could you just show me could you scroll down?
Yes, Mataji. Yeah, Mataji, I send you his number.
Yes. I will
In the
contact him.
Shastra, it is said that all types of fruitive workers, he who is advanced in knowledge of higher values of life, is favored by the Supreme Lord Hari. Out of many such people who are advanced in knowledge, Jnanis, one who is practically liberated by virtue of his knowledge, may take to devotional service. He is superior to others. However, one who has actually attained prema, pure love of Krishna, is superior to him. The gopis are exalted above all the advanced devotees because they are always totally dependent upon Sri Krishna. The transcendental cowherd boy among the gopis, Srimati Radharani is the most dear to Krishna. Her kunda, lake, is a profound dear to Lord Krishna as the most beloved gopis, who then will not reside at Radha Kunda and in a spiritual world surcharged with ecstatic devotional feelings. Aprakrita Bhava render loving service to the divine couple Sri Radha Govinda who perform their Ashtakaliya Leela, their eternal eightfold daily pastimes. Indeed, those who execute devotional service on the banks of Radhakunda are the most fortunate people in the universe. So should I explain the translation?
Yes.
So the translation actually talks about, it mentions about the highest level of devotional services. So if a person performs all his devotional duties in the place named Radha Kunda, so the Supreme Lord Shri Hari favors him, and there are two kundas, that is one is Radha Kunda and other is Krishna Kunda. So they are separate from each other. And amongst the in Golaka Vrindavan, amongst the gopis, Shri Radharani is one of the beloved gopis. And there so uh, they have the feeling named Aprakta Bhava, and they perform the Ashtakaliya Leela, their eternal eightfold daily pastimes. That is what they say. If a person loves Krishna by knowing him, by knowing his pastimes, so he is known as Jnani. Those are advanced in the knowledge of Krishna, and and uh, who loves Krishna purely. The love is pure towards Krishna. They are superior to Krishna. So that is what. So in the name, when it is said, it is never said Krishna Radha, it is Radha Krishna, because the Lord favors his devotees more than him. So that is why it is said that his devotees are very special to him. That is what this system, this paragraph was all about.
Next, you can continue.
Mataji, could you just scroll down? Vaishnavi Mataji. Okay, purport, yes, yes, got it. At the present moment, almost everyone is engaged in some kind of fruitive activity. Those who are desirous of gaining material profits by working are called karmis or fruitive workers. All living entities within this material world have come under the spell of Maya. This is described in the Vishnu Purana 6.7.61. विष्णु शक्ति परा प्रोक्ता क्षेत्र ज्ञानाख्य तथा परा अविद्या कर्म समज्ञान तृतीया शक्ति इष्यते. The sages have divided the energies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead into three categories, namely the spiritual energy, the marginal energy, and the material energy. So, in the Bhagavad Gita, as we have studied, that first is the Brahmin, the Parabrahman, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Hari. So the material energy is considered to be the third class energy, Tritiya Shakti. Those living beings within the jurisdiction of the material energy sometimes engage their activities themselves like dogs and hogs in working very hard simply for sense gratification. So this is our current situation. Whenever we work for somebody or we join a job, we have to work so hard that we get tired. We are running after the results. We never think about God. We become atheists in the process because we're constantly running after the fruits of our activities. Like if I do this assignment, I'll get a promotion. If I do this, I'll get this. So this is how we have become karmis. So our lifestyle has become like that of animal like for sense gratification. We are living to enjoy, not to serve Krishna. However, in this life or after executing pious activities, in the next life, some karmis become strongly attracted to performing various kinds of sacrifice mentioned in the Vedas. Thus, on the strength of their pious merit, they are elevated to heavenly planets. So there are some devotees who perform their duties as per Vedic standards, and even after performing their duties as per the Vedic scriptures, they go to heavenly planets, and after that, after some time, they have to come back on this earth because their time is very limited there. Actually, those who perform sacrifices strictly according to the Vedic injunctions are elevated to the moon and planets above the moon. As mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna Punya Marta Loka Vishanti. After exhausting the results of their so-called pious activities, they again return to earth, which is called Mutta Loka, the place of death, Mrityu Lok. The earth is recently called Mrityu Lok. As although such persons may be elevated to the heavenly planets by their pious activities, and although they may enjoy life there for many thousands of years, but nonetheless must return to the planets when the results of the pious deeds are exhausted. It's like a mobile. When you recharge a mobile, after a certain period of time, you have to recharge it again. So that this is what happens when you perform your deeds as per the Vedic injunctions. You'll stay there for like 10,000 years in planets above the moon, or in heavenly planets for a limited period of time. Then you have to come back. So this is the position of karmis. मतलब karmis of a higher level. But this is the position of karmis, including those who act piously and those who act impiously. On this planet, we find many businessmen politicians, and others were simply interested in material happiness. Material happiness means how many people have elected on my party, if more number of votes, more power I get, more fame, the more famous I'll get. So that is the position of politicians as we have seen in front of our eyes or in movies we have seen. They attempt to earn money by all means, not considering whether such means are pious or impious. Such people are called karmis or gross materialists. Among the karmis are called vikarmis, the sinful people. People who act without the guidance of Vedic knowledge, those who act on the basis of Vedic knowledge perform sacrifices for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu to receive benedictions from him. In this way, they are elevated to higher planetary systems. Such karmis are superior to vikarmis, for they are satisfied. I'm sorry, for they are faithful to the directions of the Vedas and are certainly dear to Krishna, because the Vedas they indirectly they worship Krishna, as said in the Gita. Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So in the Bhagavad Gita 4.11, Krishna says, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tama tathaiva bhajami aham. In whatever way one surrenders unto me, I reward him accordingly. So Krishna is so kind that he fulfills the desires of karmis and jnanis, not to speak of bhaktas. Although the karmis are sometimes elevated to higher planetary systems, as long as they remain attached to fruitive activities, they must accept new material bodies after death. If one acts piously, he can attain a new body amongst the demigods in the higher planetary systems, or he may attain some other position in which he can enjoy a higher standard of material happiness. On the other hand, those who are engaged in impious activities are degraded and take birth as animals, trees, and plants. Thus, those putative actors who do not care for the Vedic directions, the Vikarmis, are not apprehended by learned, are not appreciated by learned saintly persons, as stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Vaishnavi Mataji, scroll down. Okay, okay. Okay. Nunam pramata kurute vikarma yat indriya pritaya apernoti na sadhu mane yata atmano ayam asana api kleshada asadeha. Materialists who work hard like dogs and hogs simply for sense gratifications are actually mad. They simply perform all kinds of abominable activities simply for sense gratification. Materialistic activities are not at all worthy of an intelligent man, for as a result of such activities, one gets a material body which is full of misery. So, in the seventh chapter, this reminds me of the word in the seventh chapter we have come across. It is Dukhalyam Ashashvatam. It's a place. This place is temporary and filled with miseries. That is what they are saying. The purpose of human life is to get out of the threefold miserable conditions. So there are three material conditions: the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance, sato, rajo, and tamo, which are concomitant with the material existence. Unfortunately, putative workers are mad to earn money and acquire temporary material comforts by all means, therefore, the risk being degraded to lower species of life. Materialists foolishly make many plans to become happy in this material world. They do not stop to consider that they will live only for a certain number of years, out of which they must spend the major portion acquiring money for sense gratification. Ultimately, such activities end in death. Materialists do not consider that after giving up the body, they may become embodied as lower animals, plants, or trees. Thus, all their activities simply defeat the purpose of life. Not only they are born ignorant, but they act on the platform of ignorance, thinking that they are getting material benefits in the shape of a skyscraper buildings, big cars, honorable positions, and so on. The materialists do not know that in the next life they will be degraded and that all their activities simply serve as Parabhava, their defeat. This is the verdict of Srimad Bhagavata 5.5.5, Prabhava Tavad Abhoda Jata. Vaishnavi Mataji, could you scroll down? So Mataji, in this paragraph, they say people who do not put Krishna in the center and work only for sense gratification are simply leading a life of animals. And because of this, they perform various sinful activities, and as a result of which they are born in the bodies of a cat, dogs, or various animalistic species. And compared to that, a person who follows the Vedic injunctions, they are promoted to heavenly planets, but they have to come on land on this earth as soon as the time period is over. Thus, a jnani is considered a superior to a karmi because he at least refrains from the blind activities of sense enjoyment. This is the verdict of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, although a jnani may be liberated from the ignorance of the karmis, unless he comes to the platform of devotional service, he is still considered to be in ignorance, avidya, although one may be accepted as a jnani or one in advanced knowledge. His knowledge is considered impure because he has no information of devotional service and thus neglects the direct worship of the lotus feet of Shiv, the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of God, Sri Hari. Mataji, and you can get to know about the Lord really well and can free you from all the sinful reactions of our sinful actions of our sins. I mean, when a jnani takes to devotional service, he rapidly becomes superior to an ordinary jnani. Such an advanced person is described as jnana vimukta bhakti parama. How a jnani takes to devotional service is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita 7.19, where Krishna says, "Bahunam Bahunam janmanam ante ज्ञानवं मम प्रपद्यन्ते वासुदेव सर्वम iti sa mahatma surlabha. After many, many births and deaths, and he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. That's why Krishna is known as matlab, the Karuna Sindhu Deena Daya, Sarva Karana Karanam. So he is the cause of all causes. Actually, a person is wise when he surrenders under the lotus feet of Krishna, but such a Mahatma soul is very, very rare. Vaishnavi Mataji, could you scroll down?
Yeah, I think next is Sai Geetika will read.
Okay.
Yeah. Rachayita, what is it? Ramanishna Prabhuji is in Mumbai. If anybody wants to meet, you can meet him.
Okay, Mataji.
Some devotees have visited him today. Tomorrow also he is there. I'll send you the details. Okay.
Yes,
I
it
think,
came on the Srimad Bhagavatam group also that he is attending some devotees' daughter's wedding.
okay.
Yeah, E.S. Reddy Prabhuji, who takes the classes of
Okay.
Srimad
Uh-huh.
Bhagavatam at 5 to 6 Saturday, Sunday, his
Mm-hmm.
daughter's marriage is going on.
Mm-hmm. So he went there to attend the wedding. Okay, I didn't know.
Actually, I also wanted to meet him, but I can't go because my brother's school is going on now.
I think Mangalore is nearby to you than Bombay.
Yes, Mataji, Mangalore is nearby, but it still takes 12 hours by train.
Yeah, I think Rachita, you are based in Mumbai.
Navi Mumbai, actually. Navi
Yeah.
Mumbai.
You can go then. I'll
Yeah,
send you
yes,
the
Mataji.
address.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll try.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, Sai Kitika, you can
After
continue.
taking to devotional service under the regulated principles, a person may come to the platform of spontaneous love of Godhead. following in the footsteps of great devotees like Narada, Sanaka, and Sanatana. The Supreme Personality of Godhead then recognizes him to be a superior. The devotees who have developed love to Godhead are certainly in an exalted position. Of all these devotees, the gopis are recognized as superior because they don't know anything other than satisfying Krishna. Nor do the gopis expect any return from Krishna. Indeed, sometimes Krishna put them into extreme suffering by separating himself from them. Nonetheless, they cannot forget Krishna. When Krishna left Vrindavan for Mathura, the gopis became most dejected and spent the rest of their lives simply crying in separation from Krishna. This means that in one sense, they were never actually separated from Krishna. There is no difference between thinking of Krishna and associating with him. Rather, Vipralamba Seva, thinking of Krishna and separation, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did, is way far better than serving Krishna directly. Thus, of all devotees who have developed unalloyed devotional love for Krishna, the gopis are the most exalted, and out of all these exalted gopis, Srimati Radharani is the highest one. No one can excel the devotional service of Srimati Radharani. Indeed, even Krishna cannot understand the altitude of Srimati Radharani. Therefore, he took her position and appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just to understand her transcendental feeling. In this way, Srila Rupa Goswami gradually concludes that Srimati Radharani is the most exalted devotee of Krishna, and her Kunda or lake, Sri Radha Kunda, is the most exalted place. This is verified in a quotation from Laghu Bhagavatarma Uttarakanda 45 as quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Charitamrita.
Yeah, Charitamrita. Yata Radha Priyo Vishnus Tasya Kundam Priyam Tata Sarva Gopeshu Saivaka Vishnur Atyayana Vallabha. Just as Srimati Radharani is dear to the Supreme Lord, Lord Krishna or Vishnu, so her bathing place Radha Kunda is equally dear to Krishna. Among all the gopis, she alone stands supreme as the Lord's most beloved. Therefore, everyone interested in Krishna consciousness should ultimately take shelter at Radha Kunda and execute devotional services throughout one's life. This is the conclusion of Sri Rupa Goswami in 10th verse of Upadeshamrita. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. You have to explain this paragraph also.
From where I started reading, or
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Mataji. Can you scroll up to there? Yeah. Yeah, Mataji. So, if after a person takes a devotional service, then they come to a platform of spontaneous love to Godhead. They follow the footsteps of great devotees like Narada, Sanaka, and Sanatana. The Supreme Personality of Godhead recognizes that person to be a superior, a devotee who has developed a certain love to the Godhead are in an exalted position. And out of these devotees, gopis are superior because they don't know anything else than satisfying the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And gopis do not expect anything return from Krishna. Sometimes even Krishna puts them into difficulty situation, difficulty suffering from separating himself from them. But they cannot forget Krishna. When Krishna left Vrindavan for Mathura, gopis became most dejected, and they spent the rest of their life crying in separation from Krishna. So this means that one's senses were actually never separated from Krishna. There's not at all any difference from associating with Krishna and rather thinking about him. And Vipralamba Seva means like thinking about Krishna and separation, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did, is way far better than serving Krishna directly. All these devotees have developed unalloyed devotional love for Krishna. The gopis are like more exalted, and out of these gopis, Srimati Radharani is the highest one. No one can ever excel her in the devotional service. Indeed, Krishna cannot understand attitude of Srimati Radharani, so therefore he took possession of her and appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to just only to understand her transcendental feelings. So Srila Rupa Goswami gradually said that Srimati Radharani is the most exalted devotee of Krishna, and her lake or Kunda, Sri Radha Kunda, is the most exalted place. It is verified in a quotation from Lagu Bhagavatarmata, Uttarakanda 45, as quoted in Chaitanya Charamrita.
Charitamrita.
Yeah, Charitamrita Mataji. So, Yata Radha Priya Vishnu's Tasya Kundam Priyam Tatha Sarva Gopeshu Sevaka Vishnu Atyanta Vallabha. As Srimati Radharani is very dear to the Supreme Lord Krishna or Vishnu, her bathing place called as Radha Kunda is equally dear to Krishna. Among all the gopis, she is the one who stands supreme's most beloved. So everybody who is interested in Krishna consciousness should take shelter of Sri Radha Kunda and execute devotional service throughout one's life. So this is the conclusion of Sri Rupa Goswami's 10th verse in Upadeshamrita. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Next verse.
Mataji, your screen is there.
I think next verse. You can go to the next. Text 11, I think.
Yes, Mataji. 1 minute.
11th one is the last one, right, Mataji?
Yes, we can finish off Nectar of Instruction today.
Mataji, what all comes under the third level of Bhagavad Gita?
NOI, NOD, Ishopanishad.
Okay.
You people are not regular, ma. What happened actually?
No, Mataji, actually, I had to go to native last weekend. That's the reason.
But before that also, you're not coming for Ekadashi recitation also.
Mataji, like I just wanted to ask you, like for next Ekadashi, can you say me what are the available chapters?
I think Vaishnavi.
Yes, Mataji, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Just a minute.
Vaishnavi, what we can do is our Ekadashi recitation participants, apart from that, who all were there, I think Deepak you gave. Anusha is not involved in all this following up the patients.
Yes, she went to Mayapur this week.
Okay.
Because I saw her pictures on Snapchat.
Okay. No, she left the groups, no? This youth groups. Why did she left?
Yes. I guess she might be busy with her job.
Everybody is busy. Okay. Fine. Whatever known participant in list, no, you just make a note of all these people. We can have a group call also. That would be better, so that I can
Okay,
also
Mataji.
join.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gita Mataji, the chapter 11, 14 and 15 are remaining.
Okay, Mataji. Mataji, can you enroll me for chapter number 11?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Mataji.
Okay. So Mataji, only 14 and 15 chapter are remaining now. So
Okay,
should
we'll
I
see.
give the 14th chapter to Aman Prabhuji and take the 15th chapter?
Wait. I think 2 to 3 days before we will wait. I think.
Okay,
Fast
Mataji.
forward. Anyhow, our participants are ready. This time I was
Yeah.
very impressed with Rachita actually, the way she handled second chapter. Last
Thank you,
moment.
Mataji. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
well done actually. And you have attended that Vyasa Puja also, no? You were asking questions to Aishwarya Mataji.
Mataji, I have a small question.
Yes.
As described in last verse, they have given like Shri Radha Kunda, Radha Lake, right, Mataji, in the last verse. So, is it like where is it located in India, like present India now?
Vrindavan. Recently, we have been to the Vrindavan, no? There you have this Radha Kunda and Shama Kunda. Then Govardhanagiri Parikrama, that is the last place you visit.
Yeah. Okay, Mataji, thank you.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Mataji,
Yes.
since you have visited Vrindavan, so how was Radha Kunda and how was your feeling there?
A feeling means you are elated actually, you are in a Vrajbrumi, and at the same time, you know, the sand there in you, it is so fine, just like a talcum powder. And the energies are totally different, starting from Mangalarti to all the tours and all the devotee association, you know. It's
Mataji, I
unbelievable.
also have one question.
Hmm.
I have seen many videos about Nidhi One that no one is allowed there after 7 p.m. Is it true?
They say, but we have visited it in the daytime only, and
Okay.
I never seen the tulsi plants grow so big actually. And there the
No, actually, I saw a video in which a devotee was interviewed, and she visited Nidhivan after 7 p.m. and she was
dance.
telling her experience that
Hmm.
she hid behind a huge tree and was watching, and suddenly each tulsi plant turned into a gopi
Yes.
and they were having the Ras Leela. And most of the people say that if you see that drishya, then you get either mad or blind. But that lady came happily outside with a idol of Shri Krishna.
Okay. Individual experience, they say, but you know, she must be a pure devotee, just like Arjuna got a chance to see the Vishwarupa of Lord. Similarly,
Okay, Mataji.
yeah,
Um,
those are
uh,
some
Ma-
exceptions.
Mataji, I actually have lots of questions because since you've ever visited Vrindavan, we have a lot of questions to ask you. To Matlab, how was the experience there?
Mataji, how many places did you totally visit in Vrindavan?
Yes,
I am doing a short write up on Vrindavan. I'll share first with you people only. Okay.
yes,
Mata-
that's a good idea.
yeah, Mataji, please do that.
Yeah. So I think per day 3 to 4 places we have visited. So it's a trip of 4 days. So totally around we can
15.
calculate around 15 places we might have visited in 4 days. And last day was a trip to Govardhana Parikrama. And that was our schedule used to start like morning 4:10 is a Mangalarti at the Srila Prabhupada Samadhi, then followed by 4:30 at Krishna Balaram Temple. And till 5:15, all the program, the Mangalarti session would have been completed. Then followed by a japa. Then by 6 o'clock, 6:30, maximum we used to have a breakfast. By 7 we used to go on a tour. It was very hot actually. Ideally I would suggest people should go in winter season. That is a better time to go to Vrindavan. Then first day we went to Kalia Ghat and all the important temples. We would say Vrindavan Parikrama temples, all those we have visited. And second day was birthplace of Lord Krishna and his playtime, all those things. And second day was Radharani's birthplace. Third day was Lord Krishna's birthplace. And fourth day was the Govardhana Parikrama. So that's how the morning session used to be there. Till lunchtime, we all used to gather around. We used to come back, have our lunch, and just rest for some time. Again, by evening 5 o'clock, we used to have sessions by all the dignitaries, the acharyas, and the main temple authorities of Krishna Balaram Mandir. Okay, so
Okay.
that was very nice. Actually, the energies was very nice, and the prasadam serve was very good. Everybody volunteered. Actually, Prabhuji asked me, how many from your youth batch are coming? I said, everybody is busy with their 12th and exams now. So maybe next time they will join us. That's what I told them.
I will to
And
get time only after 4 years, I guess, because the BSc program has increased to 4 years now.
Yeah,
oh
that's
my.
okay. But we can take out time. Initially, I think before coming to Krishna consciousness, even I used to think like that. I don't have time for all these things. But now,
No, Mataji, actually, because I'm doing 2 degrees at a time now, that's why I'm saying that.
yeah, but it's okay.
Like Mataji, still I have some exams going on, like outside exams. So still I'm trying to take out some time for Krishna Mataji. I'm trying to
Yeah,
do it.
please come and join for some time, maybe half an
Actually,
hour, 40
Mataji,
minutes.
like whenever I'm free, I just join the link of ISKCON temple. Like most of the time, it'll some of the other meeting will be going on, right, Mataji? So I join and I listen till for a half an hour or an hour, Mataji.
But this attendance will be counted, everything is counted. And when it goes, then we should not be like a youth participant. So many people are not coming and all. It will have a very sorry figure at least. It will reflect on the teacher itself also. Maybe the teacher is not teaching well. That's the reason that students are not interested in
So you
coming.
are really teaching nice.
No, Mataji, like from like this is the exam seasons and summer
Yeah,
vacation.
I
Yeah, that's
understand. Yeah, I understand. But continuously, there should be some amount of people, and they are free, but they are not joining. So that shouldn't be there. Okay, we'll sort it out that issue.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Mataji.
So we'll conclude with this NOI 11 today. We'll
yes,
finish
Yes.
off.
Mataji.
Yes. Who will read first?
Rachata
Yes,
Mataji, you
Rachita.
start.
Okay. I'll just do this and read the shloka and the translation. Okay.
Okay.
Krishna Sochya Pranaya Vasya प्रेयसिभयो अपि राधा कुण्डं चस्य मुनिभिः अभिता तदृक् एव व्याध्यायी यत् पृष्ठे अपि अलम् असुलभं किं पुनर्भक्तिभजं तत् प्रेमेदं सकृत् अपि सर स्नातु आविष्करोति of the many objects of the favored delight and of all the lovable damsels of Vrajabhumi, Srimati Radharani is certainly the most treasured object of Krishna's love, and in every respect her divine Kunda, described by sages as similarly dear to him. Undoubtedly, Radhakunda is very rarely attained even by the great devotees. Therefore, it is even more difficult for ordinary devotees to attain. If one simply baths even once within the holy waters, one's pure love is fully aroused. So in this paragraph, they have mentioned they have given a short description about Radha Kunda, how merciful, how loving she is, and the beautiful vibration one gets when one takes a or to say one who baths himself in the takes a he drowns himself in the holy water of Sri Radha Kunda. They get the devotional feelings, the loving feelings of all the Radharani Bhava towards Krishna. Should I read the purport?
Yes, you can read the purport also.
Okay. Why is Radha Kunda so exalted? The lake is so exalted because it belongs to Srimati Radharani, who is the most beloved object of Sri Krishna. Among all such gopis, she is the most beloved. Similarly, her lake, Sri Radha Kunda, is also described by the great sages as the lake that is as dear to Krishna as Radha herself. Indeed, Krishna's love for Radha Kunda and Srimati Radharani is the same in all respects. Radha Kunda is very rarely attained, even by great personalities fully engaged in devotional service, not to speak of ordinary devotees who are only engaged in the practice of Vaidhi Bhakti. So they have given a good description about why Radhakunda is exalted. First point is because it is an object of Krishna's affection. Second is the gopis accompanied with Radharani. They are Radharani are also exalted themselves because she is the most lovable gopi amongst other ones, and her lake and a lake described by the great sages that is dear. It is equally dear to Krishna. Radharani is equally dear to Krishna. That is what great sages discover. And Krishna for Radha, Srimati Radharani is same in all respects, and Radhakunda is very, very rare. And it is a rare opportunity to perform a devotional service that is named as a Vaidhi Bhakti.
Okay, I'll continue.
Okay.
It is stated that a devotee will at once develop pure love of Krishna in the wake of the gopis if he once takes a bath in Radhakund. Srila Rupa Goswami recommends that even if one cannot live permanently on the banks of Radhakund, he should at least take a bath in the lake as many times as possible. This is the most important item in the execution of devotional service. Srila Bhakti Vinoda Thakura writes in this connection that Sri Radhakunda is the most select place for those interested in advancing the devotional service in the wake of the lady prince, Sakhis, and the confidential serving maids, Manjari of Srimati Radharani. Living entities who are eager to return home to the transcendental kingdom of God, Goloka Vrindavan, by means of attaining the spiritual bodies, Siddha Deha, should live at Radhakund. Take shelter of the confidential serving maids of Sri Radha, and under their direction engage constantly in her service. This is the most exalted method for those engaged in devotional service under the protection of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this connection, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura writes that even great sages and great devotees like Narada and Sanaka do not get an opportunity to come to Radhakund to take their baths. What then to speak of ordinary devotees? If by great fortune one gets an opportunity to come to Radhakund and bathe even once, he can develop his transcendental love for Krishna, exactly as the gopis did. It is also recommended that one should live on the banks of Radhakunda and should be absorbed in the loving service of the Lord. One should bathe there regularly and give up all material consumptions, taking shelter of Sri Radha and her assistant gopis. If one is thus constantly engaged during his lifetime, after giving up the body, he will return back to Godhead to serve Sri Radha in the same way as he contemplated during his life on the banks of Radhakund.
Mother, shall I read the conclusion?
Yeah.
Yes.
The conclusion is that to live on the banks of Radhakunda and to bath there daily constitute the highest perfection of devotional service. It's a difficult position to attain even for great sages and devotees like Narada. Thus, there is no limit to the glory of Sri Radhakunda. By serving Radhakunda, one can get an opportunity to become an assistant of Srimati Radharani under the eternal guidance of the gopis. So Radhe Radhe,
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
So,
Krishna.
Krishna.
yeah, Hare Krishna. We have completed NOI. From next week, I think tomorrow onwards, we can start with NOD.
How is the book? Is it too difficult to understand?
Which one?
NOD.
NOD.
No, no.
Okay.
So this is the first step. NOI is the first step. Then we'll read NOD. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Because 18 weeks, the same, just like level 2, we have to complete this in 18 weeks. So I think this is the 5th week.
Yes.
So we have completed on time, and NOD will try to complete. Yes, I think.
Mataji, yes, your background is very beautiful.
Yeah.